Hey guys, so this is part 2 of the video of why I think that Tsunade and Sakura could be the weakness spot to Damien and Ada and the Boruto series, because I know that since even though it's still the Boruto series and they still bring back like the original Naruto characters, and since it's been a while we haven't seen Tsunade, I think just like Kakashi, she have learned some jutsus even in her older age. Because even Orochimaru still end up having new jutsus that he created. So I think each signing, even though they're not in the spotlight anymore, they're still probably developing new jutsus and ways of countering upcoming threats. Because like I said, Tsunade is probably the longest reigning Kage because she actually saw 2 generational Kages took office. So that's why I'm saying, like, throughout the years and seeing what's been going on, I think it's fitting for her to either still be involved in the hit and leaf problems sometimes, but when it comes to healing part, I think that's why she managed to have like a successor like Sakura to take over in case of something or an invasion like this ever happen. Sakura could probably heal people at a higher rate because even though she's not worrying about like keeping her youthful appearance, so I think that could be an advantage towards in case there's like a problem that's in the village, because we know in the previous manga that just went down in February that Code put a claw mark inside of Shikamaru. So instead of him trying to get into the village, he could just pop out of Shikamaru's skin or wherever he placed the claw mark in his body. So like I said again, the biggest key is probably just like when Naruto fought Pain, how Katsuyu basically hit inside of his clothes and just kept giving intel of how the powers, like we could say, like let's say Tsunade or Sakura's fighting Ada or Damien, Katsuyu could be relating the intel to either the other hidden leaf higher ups to just break down the enemy's skills, like how many intervals. Like before, we even thought, like when Pain kept doing Almighty Push, we thought he had like an unlimited amount of time he could do it, but we have learned that he had like a certain intervals that he can't use the technique over and over. It has to be at least within 5 minutes. So I think within Damien or Ada's time, they could be a bit longer. And I think they get weak at a point where it's like just like a regular android or robot. I think they have to like recharge. So within that time period, they should find a way to, or they could make a way that both of their technique counter attack each other. But it's up to interpretation at this point. But like I said before, it's cool to see that they implementing new ideas and explaining why certain techniques are the way they are. So like I said again in the previous video I did of part 1, I really want them to be more of a discovery of the Shikaru forest. Do you think that Sarada might be the 3rd person unlocking the Byakuyo seal? And let's ask this question. I'm probably gonna put it down into the community on my channel. What would you think that would happen if there's end up being 3 Byakuyo users? Like what would happen if they summon 100% of Katsuyu? Like, do you think something else might happen from summoning Katsuyu's full body? Because from what I'm seeing, Katsuyu is like almost the same size as either a Susanoo, like a full size Madara Susanoo. Because having a full size Katsuyu, what is the benefit of having 100% Katsuyu form? And like I said, where did the 6th tail and the other tail beasts gone to after they were separated after the war arc? Like, do they go to different regions or what end up happening? That is probably one of the few major mysteries after the war arc. Like, a lot of things became like unfinished and wasn't explained after that. But I'm just trying to make like some connections that I feel as if that were left out. Like, I remember before, like way back, I remember I said that there were somebody watching the entire fight between Naruto and Sasuke versus Kaguya, but that was never mentioned until we started getting into the Boruto arc and the animated, and they explained that when Kaguya was trying to do the whole army thing, it was because of Momoshiki and Kenshiki. So that could be another factor too. Like, we getting more and more, like, for an example, they foreshadowing a lot of things, like when Sasuke had his Rinnegan and was looking at the Jigen and the Kara base that they had, and how each Atsuki had their own tablet, right? And then we knew that the other two tablets was carved off. So, and that would explain how, I would say, what's his name? The one that's in the village, not Kawaki, Amado. How he knows so much about the Atsuki lineage, and how each of those things could be an explanation of why he's doing the things that he's doing, just to gather intel, and that he might be like the biggest betrayal one day in the Naruto chapter or in the series, because throughout the whole problem that's been going on by infiltrating the Kara organization and now helping the Hidden Leaf, he's not showing what his real motives are. And we know that all the Sutsukis comes in different forms and shapes, and how they could infest other people's bodies in order for them to regrow their own. So, which is in the factor of the karma mark. So we know that maybe Amado has his own karma mark, because we knew there's different type of seals that's in the karma mark. So this could be a more open discussion, if you guys want to discuss this more in the future, which is something I would really be interested in. Like, why do you think certain things are happening? Now we know that, for an example, if you haven't watched the chapter, spoiler alerts, we knew that Boruto died. Momoshiki brought him back by using 80% of the rest of the 30% to bring Boruto back. So now he can't be reincarnated. So he's basically the new Kurama inside of Boruto's body. But the clash or the down effect besides that is that, what is the down effect between Kawaki gaining the Katsuna Mohona technique that Ishiki had, and that just miraculously Amado knew how to recreate that, and let's say he's like the type of scientist for the Atsukis that he could create them, so he could be probably the right hand man of the Atsuki King, which could be like a major problem, because he knows way too much than he's leading on. Like, he has counter to people like for the hardest abilities. You could consider Amado like the Batman in the Naruto universe, because he has a plan for every single thing, and we still haven't understand or heard of what the type of cyborg that he's creating. Like, we don't know who it is, but we know that person is supposed to be a representation of someone that came from the Leaf Village. So a lot of people speculate that it could be a younger version of Sarutobi, but I think it could be either Tobirama or someone that's closer to Hashirama. Like, let's say, for an example, Tsunade's dad, which we never knew nothing about. So, the speculation between the chapters and future projects are huge. So they could intertwine a lot of things to make some connection. Or they could even bring back, for an example, Kakashi's dad, or a clone of him, because they said that Kakashi's dad was like much stronger than the legendary Sanin due to his skills and his powers repertoire. So we never know what could happen, but like, let me know what you guys think. Do you think that the possibility of getting a fight between either Sakura, Tsunade, aiding the Leaf Village. And since Naruto and Sasuke are not completely nerfed anymore, they lost half of their strength. Like, they're powerful, but they're not like at the level where they were before. Because Naruto had 100% Kurama after the war arc, and Sasuke has his Rinnegan. So both of those things got taken out the situation. So now they have to deal with Kawaki, and now Boruto could just get into the Momoshiki Otsutsuki state back and forth without worrying about Momoshiki taking over. So there's a lot of possibilities that could happen. And do you think that Toneri might come down, because he's still sealed in the moon still? He hasn't really got released yet. That's a lot of possibilities. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think that could be a possibility in the future? We might get those characters back just to fight off like a major threat. Because I think besides the time skip that is coming soon, we don't know who's like either the Hokage or who has replaced Naruto because of this entire situation that has been going on. But if you like what I just talked about, you guys could always subscribe to my channel. I have more projects coming up in the future. And just let me know if you guys are interested in talking about this discussion. As a Naruto fan, original fan, and soon to be, like I would say, I'm starting to groom and like how the story of Boruto is taking place. So let me know what you guys think. And as always, make sure you guys like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys soon. Alright, bye bye.